Hi everyone. Today I'm going to read you Little Rabbit's Loose Tooth. Little Rabbit had a loose tooth. It was her first loose tooth, and it wiggled a lot. At supper time, Little Rabbit said, "You know I cannot eat carrots and beans. I have a loose tooth." But Father Rabbit said, "Carrots and beans are very good for little rabbits." "They're too hard," said Little Rabbit, "for little rabbits with a loose tooth." "Oh," said Mother Rabbit, "and what is soft enough for a little rabbit with a loose tooth?" Little Rabbit thought for a while. There were strawberries in the refrigerator. "Strawberries," she said, "soft strawberries." "You can have strawberries for dessert," said Mother Rabbit, "and you can chew the carrots and beans with your other teeth." "Are you sure?" said Little Rabbit. "I'm sure," said Mother Rabbit. "Are you sure, Daddy?" asked Little Rabbit. "I'm sure," said Father Rabbit. "I've done it myself." That was on Monday. On Tuesday, Little Rabbit chewed oranges with her loose tooth and cucumbers with her other teeth. On Wednesday, she chewed watermelon with her loose tooth and lettuce with her other teeth. On Thursday, she chewed vanilla pudding with her loose tooth and cabbage with her other teeth. On Friday, she chewed spinach with her other teeth and chocolate ice cream with her loose tooth, and the loose tooth came right out into the chocolate ice cream. "I have a tooth in my chocolate ice cream," said Little Rabbit. "Oh, that's wonderful," said Mother Rabbit. "It's about time," said Father Rabbit. "What should I do with it?" asked Little Rabbit. "You should take it out of your chocolate ice cream," answered Mother Rabbit. Little Rabbit took the tooth out of the chocolate ice cream. "I have a window in my mouth," she said. "I can stick my tongue through it." "That's amazing," said Mother Rabbit. Little Rabbit put some chocolate ice cream in the window in her mouth. "Look," she said, "I have a chocolate tooth in my mouth." "Mmm, how tasty," said Father Rabbit. Little Rabbit finished her dish of ice cream. Then she licked the chocolate ice cream off the tooth and took it to the sink and put the plug in the sink. She gave it a bath in cold water. Then she dried it with the dish towel and took it back to the table. "What should I do with my tooth?" she asked. "Whatever you want," said Mother Rabbit. "I could throw it away," said Little Rabbit. "Or you could put it under your pillow for the Tooth Fairy," said Mother Rabbit. "Why should I do that?" asked Little Rabbit. "When you are asleep, the Tooth Fairy will take your tooth and leave you a present," said Mother Rabbit. "Does the Tooth Fairy get to keep my tooth?" "Yes, of course," said Mother Rabbit. Little Rabbit put her tongue in the window in her mouth. Then she took her tongue out of the window. "What if I don't want the Tooth Fairy to keep my tooth?" she said. "Then there's no point in putting your tooth under the pillow," said Mother Rabbit. "I don't believe in the Tooth Fairy anyway," said Little Rabbit. "No?" said Mother Rabbit. "No," said Little Rabbit. "There are lots of things you can do with a tooth besides give it to the Tooth Fairy." Little Rabbit took her tooth and went into her room and thought about the things she could do. She could make a hole in it and put a string through it and wear it for a necklace. But then she thought the tooth might break when she tried to make the hole. She could paste it on a piece of paper and draw stars around it and hang it on her bedroom wall. But then she thought that might look silly. She could put it in her pocket and take it to the candy store and try to buy some candy with it. But then she thought that maybe the rabbit who owned the candy store would say that a tooth is not a penny. Then Little Rabbit thought she could throw the tooth away, but she did not really want to do that either. Little Rabbit went into the living room where Mother Rabbit was playing the flute. "Mommy," she said, "what if I believe in the Tooth Fairy?" Mother Rabbit put down her flute. "Then you'd better put your tooth under your pillow before you lose it. You can put it in an envelope if you want." Little Rabbit found an envelope and put the tooth in it. Then she went into her room and put the envelope under her pillow. Little Rabbit came back to the living room. "What kind of presents do tooth fairies leave?" she asked. "Well," said Mother Rabbit, "what do you think?" "I think they leave whatever they want," said Little Rabbit. "Money?" "Not a lot of money," said Mother Rabbit. Little Rabbit thought for a minute. "A penny?" "Well, maybe a dime." "A dime is smaller than a penny," Little Rabbit said. "It's smaller, but it's worth more," said Mother Rabbit. "A dime is worth 10 pennies." "I know that," Little Rabbit said. "I just wanted to make sure." "Daddy," said Little Rabbit, "I believe in the Tooth Fairy." Father Rabbit put down his newspaper so that Little Rabbit could climb up into his lap. "And what do you think the Tooth Fairy wants with your tooth?" "She wants to give me money," said Little Rabbit. "Oh, I see," said Father Rabbit. "And what will she do with your tooth after she gives you the money?" "I think she will save my tooth and give it to a baby rabbit that was just born, and that's how baby rabbits get teeth. Do you think that, Daddy?" "Ah," said Father Rabbit. "Or," said Little Rabbit, "I think she will put my tooth up in the sky because it's such a shiny tooth, and that's how stars get made. Do you think that, Daddy?" "Well," said Father Rabbit. "Really," said Little Rabbit, "I think she says a magic spell and she turns the tooth into a penny. I mean a dime. Do you think that, Daddy?" "I think," said Father Rabbit, "that it is your bedtime." "Okay, but would you please remind Mommy about me believing in the Tooth Fairy in case she forgets?" "I could," said Father Rabbit. "My tooth is in an envelope under my pillow." "That's good," said Father Rabbit. "I have a window in my mouth." "Window or no window," said Father Rabbit, "it's time for bed." He gave her a good night kiss. "Good night, Little Rabbit." "Good night, Daddy." Little Rabbit got into her pajamas and brushed her teeth and turned off the light and got into bed. Mother Rabbit came to kiss her good night. "Mommy," said Little Rabbit. "Yes," said Mother Rabbit. "Just in case there isn't a Tooth Fairy," said Little Rabbit. "Yes," said Mother Rabbit. "After I'm asleep, could you sneak and look under my pillow and look in the envelope? And if there isn't a present, could you leave one?" "Yes," said Mother Rabbit. "You don't have to tell me," said Little Rabbit. "You could just sneak." "All right," said Mother Rabbit. "Now, good night, Little Rabbit." "Good night, Mommy," said Little Rabbit. And she went to sleep. The stars came out, and the moon rose up in the east, and the moon set in the west, and the stars went in, and the sun came up, and it was morning. Little Rabbit woke up. She looked under her pillow. She took out the envelope, and she opened it. And inside the envelope was a dime. Thank you so much for listening to that story. I think that all of you have lost at least one tooth so far. Some of you might even be done losing teeth. And did you all get something from the Tooth Fairy? I hope you did. Thank you for listening. Bye.